On this day, in history, October 3rd might seem like another calendar day, but hold on to your hats. We've got German reunifications, mysterious author deaths, and even the world's first artificial satellite all crammed into this one spectacular date. Stick around because you're in for a wild historical ride with some sprinkles of science, sports, and even a dash of Mean Girls.
Let's kick things off with Germany Unity Day. Back in 1990, East and West Germany, after decades of Cold War division, decided to swipe right on each other and reunite. October 3rd marks the celebration of that historic moment, a peaceful reunion that reshaped Europe as we know it. But if international diplomacy isn't your thing, there's always Mean Girls Appreciation Day, a perfect excuse to quote Regina George all day long. And don't forget, it's National Boyfriend Day, so if you haven't texted your significant other yet, now would be a good time.
Now let's wish a happy birthday to some legendary folks born on October 3rd. First up in 1804, Allan Kardec, founder of Spiritism and ghost hunter extraordinaire. In 1925, we got Gore Vidal, a man who could roast political figures harder than anyone else. Chubby Checker followed in 1941, who taught us all how to do the twist, and some of us are still trying to get it right. Then there's Tommy Lee, born in 1962, the drummer from Motley Crue, who's banged more than just drums. Finally, in 1981, Zlatan Ibrahimović, a footballer who could probably take over the world if he wanted to, was born. What an amazing player and personality.
Now, as with all things in life, we've got to balance the birthdays with a few departures. The great Edgar Allan Poe found delirious on this very day in 1849. Mysterious as ever, nobody really knows what happened, but we'll let the Ravens figure that one out. Fast forward to 2004, and we said goodbye to Janet Leigh, the iconic scream queen from Psycho, who left us due to vasculitis. And in 1849, William Etty, the British painter, passed away after struggling with asthma. He kept painting right up until his body said, "That's enough." Gustav Mahler, the famous composer, also left the stage in 1911 after battling bacterial endocarditis. And in 1873, Napoleon III bid adieu after a gallstone operation gone terribly wrong. Even emperors, it seems, are no match for bad medical luck.
Big things happened in 1990, with the reunification of Germany wrapping up the Cold War with a neat little bow. And let's not forget the Battle of Corinth in 1862. The Union Army claimed a decisive victory in Mississippi during the American Civil War, making October 3rd a game-changing day on the battlefield.
Hold on to your telescopes in the science world because in 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite, and thus the space race was on. And more space news. In 2008, NASA announced the discovery of water ice on the moon. That's right, our moon has a little frozen secret hidden away, making future lunar exploration a bit more interesting. But before all that, in 1942, the V-2 rocket had its first successful test flight. This missile would pave the way for modern rocketry and, eventually, space exploration.
In 1920, history was made when the NFL played its first games, kicking off what would become America's biggest obsession. And in 1971, Billie Jean King broke the bank, becoming the first female athlete to earn over $100,000 in prize money, a huge win for women's sports.
In 2008, U.S. President George W. Bush signed the Emergency Economic Stabilization Act to address the financial crisis. And even though that's serious business, let's not forget that in 1989, SimCity hit the shelves forever, changing how we design digital cities and crush the dreams of tiny pixelated mayors.
Ah, the sweet sound of success. In 2014, Fleetwood Mac's Rumours was certified double diamond for selling over 20 million copies in the US. I mean, that's a lot of albums to get your heart broken to. And let's give it up for Joss Stone. Her album Mind, Body and Soul hit #1 in the UK on this day in 2004.
Finally, in 1932, Iraq formalized its independence from the UK, joining the League of Nations. What a power move.
And there you have it, folks. A full day's worth of history, science, sports, and spooky stories all wrapped up in October 3rd. But hey, if today's your birthday, you know what? That is the most important event of all, for you and for the people who love you. Now don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You wouldn't want to miss out on more fun facts and history from the past, present, and future.